In today's episode, Toyota Celicas, variously. Hello and welcome to Quarterlight, your car brochure channel, the channel that brings you car brochures like these from around the world for the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s. So if you're interested in bringing back some of those memories, then please do consider subscribing. It is and always will be completely free. Anyway, back to today's episode. Last few weeks we've been doing a bit of a series on Toyotas in North America, picking a model, then looking through a few various car brochures to see how they've changed over the years. Now these are very random car brochures I've picked out, so we're not looking at every generation of the Toyota Celica, we're just looking at a few random ones. In this case, 3 different car brochures covering 3 different generations, but like I say, they don't follow on really, it's just a look back of some evolution of Toyota more than anything. Anyway, let's get back to today's episode then. So we're going to be looking at the 92. Hello, Pepper the cat, yes. Nice of you to join us. So yeah, we're going to be looking at various different brochures. We've got 1999, 1992, and also going all the way back to 1983. So a real assortment really, 90s and 80s Toyota Celicas. Let's see how they change. Let me know which is your favourite. Well, in this series we've been starting at the newest brochures first, so let's do that. We'll start with the newest and work our way back. So rather unusual in this 1999 brochure, it's almost like the Celica's almost like, oh, and yes, we do the Celica as well, because strangely, it's sharing both this page and this page with the Toyota Peso shown up top here. So that's a little bit unusual to start with, but we'll obviously concentrate on the Celicas as that's today's episode. Read this very brief description, cast our eye back to this image, and then we'll work down. So this brochure isn't going to be very long. It starts by saying Celica high priority. Weird start. If fun is high on your priority list, meet your match in the Celica GTS. The 1999 Celica GTS handsome sculptured body is a unique expression of power and confidence, with free-spirited styling, precision engineering and driver-orientated technology. Feel the exhilaration of its responsive 130 horsepower 2.2 litre DOHC 16-valve engine. Settle into the air-conditioned interior, enjoy the 6-speaker audio system, including compact disc. The standard Celica GTS package includes polished alloys, colour-keyed rear spoiler and side skirts, integrated fog lamps and much more. And then we get this really rather minuscule little image of the Celica, and then there's not much better driving at speed, never like the in motion images and car brochures, I must admit, telling us this is the Celica GTS shown in Renaissance Red. So not much information in this one, almost like the, oh yeah, we're also doing the Celica, but more information in the other brochures, so let's move there. So moving back in time to 1992, the Celica for me, I think one of my favourite generations actually, with little pop-up headlights. I find these much more interesting than the later ones, I must admit. And we got the brochure itself is way better. We got lots of different images, lots of different colours to look at, and a description. And, well, we'll read it and see, but it's certainly interesting. Awaken your senses, it tells us, with a rush of speed in one of 9 Celica models, so much more choice at this time. From the fire-breathing 200 horsepower turbo Celica with full-time 4-wheel drive, that's the one you want, isn't it? To the 16-valve 135 horsepower GTS and GT, or the value-packed 103 horsepower ST. Every Celica is dedicated to performance outside, comfort inside and reliability throughout. Computer engine management tunes your performance on the fly. while GTS, optional ABS, keeps it safer than ever. So this is your liftback GT in lovely torrid red. This is your base model ST, looks like it's showing some very budget, cheapo wheel trims on this one, but I do love this colour, turquoise metallic. It does look rather nice, and very interesting door mirrors on there too. The one you wanted with this bit of a bonnet bulge on there, the GTS 4-wheel drive turbo in black. And then the more common liftback GTS in Alpine white. I don't know why, but I always quite like them in white. And I always like them when they had these pop-up headlights on them. The bit of text tells us, Celica fine-tunes its interior comfort to your tastes. A 5-speed manual overdrive transmission is standard, while performance-rated 4-speed auto transmission is optional. The GTS and Turbo's leather seat door trim option adds the look, feel and aroma of a fine GT performer. Interior though is functional but forgettable. Moving back to our oldest brochure of today, the 1983 Toyota is probably the one I would describe as a bit of a forgotten Celica. Now, I don't know if it's just down to my age and I kind of like memories flow back to the 80s for me personally, but I don't know why I always go back to saying I want the 80s version. So here it is, the Toyota Celica from the 80s. We've got coupes, we've got liftbacks. Let's read the text. Celica coupes, pleasure. That's the measure of performance in the 1983 Celica. The pleasure you get from running harder, cornering flatter and handling better than any Celica yet. The 1983 coupes leap to new performance standards for personal sports cars with new technology that lets you run ahead of the pack. There's electronic fuel injection for starters, boosting the 2.4 litre SOHC engine to 105 horsepower, plus new semi-trailing arm independent rear suspension to tame the meanest hairpins, and ventilated power-assisted front disc rear drum brakes to shut you down fast and true. The GTS Coupe comes with a 5-speed manual overdrive transmission with computer selected ratios, or choose a 4-speed automatic for your GT Coupe and go in comfort with cruise control and variable assist power steering. The instruments is complete, the interior luxurious. The distinctive wedge-shaped coupe gives you more backseat passenger space because what's fun without friends? I'm not sure if your would-be friends that long if they left you in the back for very long. But there we go, the coupes are a very weird design, aren't they? But I don't know, there's something about them. I do prefer the liftbacks, and we'll come into that in a moment, but there's something about the coupes that kind of like gives you a second look. It's a bit of an odd shape, I must admit. An unusual, I don't know if you would refer to these as a pop-up headlights or just moving headlights. I don't know how you would describe these, but yeah, a very interesting generation of Celica. And then if I move the camera down a little bit, it gives us an insight to what's on the other side. Yes, the liftback, certainly a lot better looking car. Let's see what it's got to say about these. The 1983 liftbacks haven't merely been improved by some stunning added performance features. They've been propelled into an entirely different automotive class, to a realm that's as fast and clean as the liftbacks looks. The glossy body has been chiselled to achieve a super efficient 0.342 drag coefficient. The liftback's performance is more than skin deep. Behind the semi-retracting headlights, there's a 2.4 litre SOHC engine with new electronic fuel injection. The GTS has independent suspension on all 4 wheels. Inside, the technical marvels include that anthropomorphic masterpiece, the 8-way driver's sport seat, It graces the Supra GTS. Now it's on the Celica GTS liftback as well. To match its superb new sports performance, order the power sunroof on GTS and GT liftbacks to expand your rapid moving horizons. Main image actually looks fantastic from that angle, although, you know, it's been taken because of that, obviously, from that angle. Love the alloys. They do really suit it. I like these sort of black flured arches on this one as well. Yeah, overall, I find this a very interesting variation of a Celica, but it is very, very 80s, isn't it? So we've also, on this particular brochure, we've also got some Celica specifications. So let's have a peep at those. So the engine is a 2367cc 4-cylinder SOHC with EFI. Horsepower is 105 at 4800 RPM. Maximum torque is 137 at 2800 RPM. Transmission, 5-speed manual overdrive. Suspension, for the GT and GTS on the front, they both have McPherson struts, coil springs with stabiliser bar. At the rear, the GT has a 4-link coil springs with stabiliser bar. The GTS goes further with independent semi-trailing arms, coil springs with stabiliser bar. Brakes, power-assisted front ventilated disc rear drum. Steering, rack and pinion, GTS with power variable assist. Tyres are steel belted radials. On the GT, it's 185 by 70 SR14. GTS has 225/60 HR14. Cargo capacities are shown there, and also the fuel capacities of 61 litres or 13.4 gallons. So there you go, a brief look at random 3 different generations of Celica. Certainly jot in the comments if you had a Celica, which one was your favourite generation. It doesn't have to be any of these. But thank you so much for watching today. Do appreciate it. Back on Friday with Ford Friday. So keep an eye out for that, Ford fans. But thank you so much for watching today. Please do take care. We'll see you again very soon. All the best and goodbye.